Welcome to Epilogue Podcast, the show where we discuss some stuff that happened on a different show ages ago which nobody really cares about anymore.
Hi, I'm Portponky.
And I'm LeBloc.
Today we are discussing Farscape, Season 3, Episode 10. Relativity. The crew of Talon have a showdown with the retrieval squad.
How do you feel about this one?
It's grainy as hell.
Yeah.
You can see a lot of stuff. It's weird. I looked this up. I read somewhere that they lost the original masters, but I don't know if that was someone talking rubbish. But yes, this episode is extremely grainy.
It works for the subject matter, so it's not too bad. It does stand out, though.
Other than the appearance, I thought this one was okay.
Just okay.
There's things to like about it.
Like the return of unnecessary slow-mo. I know you love that.
It was emotional slow-mo. That's what I've written down in my notes. I can't even remember where it went slow-mo, but it annoyed me at the time.
There was slow-mo searching in the jungle. That one annoyed me the most. And then there was slow-mo caressing of Aaron's mother. So emotional slow-mo.
Yeah. That one looked like it was in there on the sly.
And then some of Aaron's crying, slow-mo.
Yeah. It looked like they were trying to extend certain scenes without it being obvious slow-mo. So again, other than appearance, yeah, they had a run-in with the retrieval squad who were previously really tough and kicked the pip out of Talon. And here it's just a couple of guys and Zalix.
So your objection is in the change in power for no reason?
It's somewhat underwhelming. Like, the episode was good, but I feel a bit let down that this is how they dealt with the retrieval squad guys. Maybe not completely, but at least for now. I mean, sure, there's a whole ship, a giant ship full of dudes just waiting for them.
There should be.
And if they kill Zalix, surely whoever's next in command will immediately take over.
That's not how it works for peacekeepers. They just give up the mission forever and forget everything as soon as the lead is dead. That's part of their doctrine. That's kind of how they phrase it in the end when they are debating whether what's their mother's name again?
Zalax.
Whether Zalix should live or die. And they say, oh, if we don't kill her, she'll hunt us down. But they are wanted for reasons outside of her motivations. Other people would hunt them down. And so that shouldn't even factor in.
Yes, if it's not her, it'll be someone else. And we saw, Craig showed us the retrieval squad ship when they first found him all injured a few episodes back. It was a big ship.
But they aren't sentimental toward anyone on that ship, so it's okay. They'll be fine. They can kill all those people without hesitation.
Naturally. Which makes the whole mom storyline feel cheap.
The way they set it up, I don't think there was a conclusion that wouldn't feel cheap. It's just silly to begin with.
Yeah, is it retrieval squad or is it mom? Because it started off like the first one and ended up like the second one. I mean, well, presumably they'll still be hunted. I guess. Well, I don't guess. That's what I would guess from watching this.
I would hope, because that doesn't make sense otherwise. The
Yeah.
hunt just stops.
So these Colortus dudes, that was the shapeshifter guy, right?
I don't know. I don't remember this.
At the end of Thanks for Sharing, the princess lady shapeshifted back into one of these guys.
I have no memory of this. You
This
could
is in
be
a glass
lying to me.
room. Some dudes walking along the street for no reason.
Oh, yeah.
That's why the dude was there. So you remember the
Right.
scene.
Yeah, we figured it out. So when someone forgets about the shapeshifter, you say, remember that pointless dude who died.
Yeah. So these shapeshifter guys didn't shapeshift here at all.
Because the gravity was too much.
Why did she take them? Was the gravity a surprise?
It shouldn't have been.
Yeah,
But
it's basic space stuff there.
oh, whoops. Gravity's 2.5 times what you're used to. Deal with that, please.
Can't have been that high. Like, it did look high.
Isn't that what they said, though?
Yeah, that is what it says. But
Okay.
presumably they're used to lower gravity because they're all spindly. There was a scene where John and Grace just fall on the ground, and it looked like everything was heavy.
I didn't notice.
There was a slight sense of that, but yeah, they should not have taken these guys. They were physically incapable of completing this mission.
That one guy was really casual about his heart bursting. One of his
Well,
hearts.
yeah, you can get a new one put in.
He made it sound like a hangnail. Kind of
Well,
bothersome. Not really a
I
problem.
guess, yeah, he had two hearts. So this is just like if one of your lungs collapsed, you would say, "Oh, don't worry, I can keep going."
That is not what I would say.
Yeah, you would say, "Oh God, I'm in tremendous pain. I feel like I'm dying. I need someone to take me to the hospital."
I don't think I can do that. Oh, speaking of being casual about injuries, Aaron's mom, I keep forgetting her name, I'm
It's
sorry.
Alex. She sounds like good medicine.
I know. Okay.
Just
She
call her Xanax.
she slices open her wrist, her forearm, not just her wrist, to retrieve a weapon, and then that she has a gaping wound, and it doesn't really seem to bother her.
She took some snuff though.
Oh yeah, there was that.
Her pupils dilated, which should also mean that everything was really overwhelmingly bright and painful to look at.
Well, the set was pretty dark. Well, the ship.
Yeah, but her eyes would be adjusted to the right level.
Yeah,
She should have put some shades on at the same time.
that would have been really cool.
Yeah.
Rigel had the correct reaction to body wounds.
Losing consciousness?
Complaining.
Yes. Poor Rigel. He actually was brave. He ran at someone with a knife.
That will teach him to be the hero.
That's the one time in his life he actually did something.
He's done things.
Yeah, he does. He does. That was quite direct for Rigel, though.
And in an episode where he wanted to ditch the crew.
Yeah, I'd expect him to say something like, "I surrender." Wait for her to turn her back. And then stab her. That's more classic Rigel.
Classic Rigel is dead.
We only have Flander Rigel. He's not that bad. He was pretty entertaining in this episode.
I liked him a lot here.
Yeah, Stark and Rigel are kind of comic relief characters, though.
They didn't do anything except exchange comedy lines.
They were paired together in the previous Talon episode as well. I would really like to see Stark and John just blowing stuff up.
Okay.
Because they blew stuff up on the Gamma base, and it was the best.
He would be bad at blowing stuff up. He has a lack of depth perception.
They did bring that up.
Yeah, I like that Rigel mocked him for that.
It's not how depth perception works. Well, it kind of is, but you get cues based on your head movement and the parallax effects as to how far away things are.
But it's still compromised, right? It's not as accurate. Obviously, I don't know anything.
It's like 80%. Well, just try walking around with one eye closed. It's not like the world is all suddenly 2D and you have no idea like where anything is. In fact, just to get scientific, if your head is still and you close an eye, or okay, here's a better one. If you close both your eyes and turn your head to some other direction and open one of them, it'll look a bit flatter. Then here's the cool bit. Wiggle your head around while still looking at the same point, and you'll find the 3D perception instantly returns.
Either that works or you want to make me look silly. Or both.
Look, you just sound silly. You wouldn't really make any sound doing this.
What? I didn't say sound.
No, yeah, you said look. If no one's going to see you, it's a podcast.
I wasn't going to do it during the podcast.
You could do it. No one would know.
That's a breach of my podcast doctrine.
Talking of things that no one seemed to notice, John and Grace smeared disgusting stuff all over their bodies.
How did John not make a Predator reference?
I don't know.
Signs of restraint and maturity?
Did Arnie actually say anything when he was smearing mud all over himself in Predator?
No, but if I'm in a jungle and something is hunting me down and I'm masking myself with some kind of soil or material, I'm going to think Predator instantly.
I can't think a good line from Predator that would fit in there. But yeah, he could say, no, Arnie did this. It worked for Arnie or something.
When he set Crace up as bait, he could have said, "He is here, kill him now."
That's from Predator?
Yeah. When he begs the Predator to kill him.
That would have been a bit obtuse. Not that it doesn't make sense, but
he's generally more direct.
Yeah, he's
references.
He's supposed to be like a scientist with a sort of geek leading rather than comic book guy from The Simpsons.
Which is why I expected a quick line about being Arnie.
It did. Yeah, I don't even follow these kind of action films too well, and I immediately made the connection with Predator. What I was going to say about that, other than that, they played that really well. At the end of the episode, he's being a romance boy with Erin, and she's not like, oh, what the hell's all over you? Oh, you stink.
That didn't even occur to me. That would have been good.
That always bothers me. It's like when they don't say goodbye when hanging up the phone, or they don't finish their drinks in a bar. Like they don't wash, and then at the end they're kissing. Well, they didn't kiss in this, but there's a romantic bit at the end, and you just think, they would need a shower and stuff.
I like that John didn't check if those two guys were dead after spearing them, and then that ended up costing him because they weren't dead and they got back up.
One of them did.
Yeah.
They had to cook his head. What the hell was that? They're both like forcing his head down into the thing.
They wordlessly reached that conclusion too. There was nothing like force his head down. It's just, okay, we're both doing this.
It seemed way too real. Like this is what I could imagine people actually doing in this situation. They don't know how the hell they're gonna kill this guy. Shove his head into a geyser.
You gotta die of something.
I love that it wasn't just like they pushed him and it went poof, and he was like, oh! Sitting there jabbing his head into it for like a minute and a half.
There was a lot of straining.
She had to boil his entire head. It was brutal and very messy. Well, not in terms of blood and guts. I mean, messy in terms of execution. Although it wound me up just one tiny bit.
Why?
Because everything in this episode had a use.
Oh, like the weird fruit thing to seal the wound.
Cauterize the wound. The geyser was for boiling the guy's head. The vines were for stitching up Rigel. I don't mind a little bit of convenience for
there was a lot
clever plot twist, but yeah, everything was it all fit together way too neatly.
Similar to that, not totally the same, but I don't like that Alex. Is it Alex?
Yes, correct. You got it.
She didn't check Rigel to see if he was dead and didn't restrain him, and so that ended up being convenient so Rigel could release the others. She was so good about tying up Aaron and Stark. Why skip a person?
Yeah, especially as it seems like she would execute him if she wouldn't bother to tie him up. Xalix also found and played the memory chip with the visit of her, with her visiting Aaron. Just found it lying around and was like, well, I better play this chip.
That was stupid.
Why did she do that?
What if it was an SOS message that sends out as soon as it's played?
Yeah, see, now this makes me think they should leave a chip lying around that if you plug it in, then you get shot by Talon's sealing gun, and then just leave it suspiciously close to the recorder so that when bad guys stumble on, they'll just plug it in.
It could be seen as recon. She is after traitors, and maybe there is information that would further damage their reputation on there.
She's after Chris and the ship. It just seemed a little random and convenient.
That I will give you, yes. I was trying to explain it away because it bothered me so much. And I thought, well, she's shown that she's not above sentimentality. She visited Aaron when she was a little girl. She fell in love. Aaron had mentioned the video and she probably saw it and thought, let me see this stupid thing. So she's shown that weakness before. I shouldn't say weakness. It's not a weakness to love somebody, but
No, it is to Peacekeepers.
Yeah, to them. I just didn't want to hate that scene as much as I did because I think that's too easy.
It would have been quite good if it was just some random video.
I'm not convinced Alex is dead.
Are you not?
You don't see a body. Never trust an off-screen death.
Okay. I cannot say anything, so I accept your point. Harvey was kicking about.
Just for a bit.
Just to give the excellent advice that the pointed sticks need to be sharp.
Not too sharp.
Yeah, super sharp. But don't whittle them so much that they all fall to bits. That would be rubbish.
Harvey can't know more than John, can he? Is it separated?
Well, okay, I also thought this when I watched this episode, but then I remembered that he told John that time was elastic. So I guess, yeah, Harvey just is a separate thing. I guess when Harvey leaked out of the neurochip, he took his memories with him. So yes, he probably knows things that John doesn't know.
So before this episode, I always thought of Harvey, at least once Harvey leaked into John's brain and wasn't a separate thing anymore, that they were basically joined, and that Harvey couldn't tell John anything new. It was just his as in John's brain manifesting thoughts in a different way. I don't know, but this episode made me think about it more, and that's a weird, interesting idea.
It seems intuitive that if someone has two personalities, say, in one brain, that they would share memories. But that isn't quite how it works. You can get people who have multiple personality issues where different personalities exhibit different skills or have different memories or all sorts of things. The brain is really a very confusing organ that is not as intuitive as it should be. So yeah, it seems that Harvey really is inhabiting a part of John's brain with his own set of memories and knowledge. He's not just a different type of thinking, he is a separate entity.
Which is cool, and it changed my perspective of Harvey. I thought of those scenes as more John talking to himself, just in a different way. But now I see it as him interacting with a separate thing.
It is both.
Yes.
So that does make Harvey seem both more useful and perhaps more dangerous. Though he seems rather kind of ambivalent about what's going on.
He doesn't seem invested in anything that's happening. It's more like, I guess I'll insert myself into this scene.
He's got to keep the viewers eager for more. Do you have a quote from this episode?
Friend or foe, friend or foe, friend or foe. Will you shut the frell up? Of course it's a foe. We have no friends.
That's quite a good point. They probably have friends, I imagine.
But
Struggling to think of any.
to happen upon their few friends, that's a remote possibility.
They don't get to have a good time ever. And that was Rigel as well, wasn't it? Responding to Stark.
Yes.
Always picking Rigel quotes. Because
Not always.
he has a lot of good lines. He cuts to the chase. He says it like it is. For better or worse.
Rigel the hero.
The secret hero, well, he was in this one. He released them and helped them not die.
He risked his life.
Yeah, if he hadn't lunged at Xalax with a knife, she wouldn't have stabbed him, so he wouldn't have been unconscious when she was tying people up, so he was able to free them. It was all thanks to Rigel.
That was all planned.
Yeah, it was a secret hero once more.
Always coming up with these elaborate plans. The thankless hero.
Yeah. Let's go on to the next episode. Find out what happens.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I'm trusting you.
Excellent.